let's talk about making alterations. So Sarah Spencer Matthews says, Neil, how much of your product can you change before it becomes a new product needing a new listing? All right, so this is a great question. So as you are developing your Amazon business and your product range in Amazon, hopefully what you will be doing is, as you get feedback from your customers, you will take that feedback into consideration and make changes to your product to make your product even better. So that's really what you ought to be doing as a seller on Amazon, utilizing feedback to make your shit even better, okay? But Amazon actually doesn't really want you to do that. Because what Amazon says is they just want you to sell the thing that you started out selling. In as many words, that's what they're saying to you, okay? So, Sarah's question, how much can you change before Amazon wants you to create a brand new listing where you lose all your old sales history and lose all your reviews? So, that's the question. The answer is, of course, it depends. Now, what the hell does it depend on? It depends on what you're selling. So what I'm going to show you is completely contrary to what Amazon wants you to do. But if you do it carefully, like I'm going to show you, you ought to be, disclaimer, 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 okay. All right, so that's where we're going. So it's going to depend on how much changes you make, where you make those changes, and your customers' buying experience. So let's go through each of them. So how much you make a change. So here we are looking at a garlic press. All right, so a garlic press, pretty simple product. Let's suppose that you start selling this and then over time you realize that the metal of the garlic press, this particular metal part here, you need to change that. The metal's a little bit too soft, it's not hard enough, and it gets blunt really quickly. You've had some complaints, some feedback about that, and so you speak to your factory, make those changes. In the light of that, given that everything else is the same about your product, I would imagine that you'd be okay doing that, because really all you've done is made your existing product better. You haven't changed it in terms of what it does, not structurally at least, and so you ought to be okay with that, and you ought to be okay to be able to keep your listing exactly the same, retain everything for it, okay? However, if you're selling a bundle like this and you change your bundle, so now you've decided that instead of including the whisk, you're no longer including the whisk like that, you're going to have a different whisk, and so you need to do a new hero image. It's starting to become a different thing. That's getting much trickier. That is getting much trickier. As soon as you change a hero image, as Kate said, Amazon takes notice. Amazon absolutely takes notice of that. And so anytime you change your product in such a way that you need to change your hero image, just know that that is getting to the point where now you need to start looking at actually creating a brand new product for it. And the easiest way to do that, if you're allowed to do it on your particular category, is to create a variation. That's the easiest way to do this, all right? It's not the case that you need to create a brand new listing. If your product category allows, oftentimes you can just create a variation and then start selling your variation and run down your stock in your old listing, so your new listing kind of takes over. You can do it that way, okay? So that's one way you can do that. And the way you do that is by you creating a new SKU to do that. So just put like a SKU 2.0, whatever it's going to be. Don't be so blatant, but you know what I mean. Do it that way, okay? Third thing, and this is something that I have personally been through. If your product changes and you have got repeat customers, then you absolutely should create a new listing. So We had a product that we were selling in the USA. It was actually a keto diet shake, so same category as this. And unbeknownst to us, our supplier in America changed what's called the formulation, and we could just think of that as a recipe, changed the recipe for our product, meaning it tasted 100% different to our old product. And they didn't tell us, they just went ahead and did that, and we sent in all this stock thinking we were selling the same thing. Turns out we weren't. It was a completely different product, and we started getting heaps of complaints from our existing customers who are on what's called subscribe and save, meaning we just get to send them this stuff every single month. Well, they were getting a brand new product as far as they were concerned, and they complained because they wanted the old product. So if you've got repeat customers, you have to change. You absolutely have to change things, okay? So it depends on your customers. It depends on your market that you're selling to, and it also depends on the structural changes that you make to your product. Oftentimes though, the easiest thing to do is just create a variation, and that will get you where you want to be whilst doing that. Now, one last thing on this. Amazon knows that there are some products that do require updating, and so they actually have on their flat file, so you can upload products in two different ways. You can either use the interface in Seller Central, which is great for just doing one product at a time, but if you're doing multiple products, you use what's called a flat file, and it actually allows you to do some pretty creative things with your listing. It allows you to put a lot more information onto your listing, all sorts of cool shit. One of those things that happens on the flat file is called a new version attribute, and that allows you to create a version 2.0 of your product whilst also retaining your existing listing. So check the style sheet for your product category to see if that's allowed, and if it is allowed, upload a flat file with this new version attribute checked, so you can actually put a new version up, and Amazon will review that for you as well. Okay, hope that makes sense. If you put an alert on the hero image saying new and improved, is that a red flag for Amazon? Yes, absolutely. You do not want to do that at all. Your hero image, as Kate has said, you don't want to fuck about with that. Excuse my French. You don't want to mess about with that. Keep it super within terms of service, like just that product. That's all you want to do. You could do, you could do it on one of your other images, like they've done that, for instance, put £2 on it. You could do that, but yeah, do not do it to your hero image. That's a massive red flag, okay? Hey, Neil here. Just before you go away, that was a question that I got asked on my regular Monday night Q&A session, which I have with the members of the Aussie Online Entrepreneurs. So if you're interested in joining us as an Aussie Online Entrepreneurs, then you can click on the link below to find out a lot more about that. And also, as a special thank you for watching this video, I've got a great book that I want to give you for free. It's a current bestseller on Amazon, and it teaches you everything that you would need to know about starting a business here in Australia on Amazon. So you can see that just up there. So if you'd like to get a copy of that for free, then again, just click on the link below and you'll get a copy of that. You'll get taken to a page where you can get a copy of that for absolutely free. Hope you enjoyed that little snippet from one of my Aussie Online Entrepreneur Q&A sessions, and make sure that you subscribe to my channel and also like this video. And if you've got a question that you would like answering, then post it in the comments below, and I'll do my best to answer it, whether on one of these videos for you or directly in the comments directly below. All right, thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time on the next of the Aussie Online Entrepreneurs Amazon FBA Australia videos. See you soon.